Ella Blake grew up in the flicker of stop-motion sets and the careful eye of her mother, Suzanne, once an acclaimed animator whose delicate creations breathed life on screen. But arthritis stole Suzanne's grace and ambition twisted into something darker. No longer a woman, she became a relentless director of her own daughter's soul. Hold still, she'd bark, faster. More emotion. Ella understood that her body was not her own, it was a tool in Suzanne's artistry. When Suzanne fell into a coma, Ella felt a fractured relief. The tyrant silent, her world became strangely empty. It wasn't freedom, it was a void. Ella relocated to a dilapidated apartment building, filled with peeling paint, creaking floorboards, and stained curtains that swayed in the night breeze. This place should have felt like a fresh start, a place to finish Suzanne's final film. Instead, the cold walls echoed her emptiness. The puppets she built sat motionless on their stands, mocking her with their lifeless stares. She'd filmed take after take, but something fundamental was missing. Genuine feeling. It began with simple frustration, then fear. In that moment of trembling doubt came a knock. A tiny silhouette at her door. A girl with hair the color of ash, eyes old beyond her years, and a voice that slid into Ella's throat like ice. Your film is boring. I can make it real. Ella, uneasy, whispered, Who are you? The girl turned, vanishing into the darkened hallway. Ella told herself it was a prank or a stray child. But sleep that night brought no comfort. Her dreams were broken frames of gore and whispering shadows. Days passed. The girl returned daily, each time more insistent. Use real things. Fleshy things. Bones. Blood. Decay. The crowd watched. Ella agreed. One storm-swept night, she followed the girl's command. From the woods, she brought back the body of a fox. With trembling fingers, she carved its limbs, plastered its innards over an armature, and shot it frame by frame. The puppet jerked and twitched, an unnatural mimicry of life. The corridor of her mind grew darker. She laughed first, then tested her own skin. She slit her palm and daubed it on the puppet, and that night, she slept. Visions began, a figure appearing in half-light. Tall, thin, faceless, made of old ash. The Ashman. In dreams, he lurked behind trees. In waking, he appeared in the peephole-perfect sphere, fractured in her reflection. In mirrors, he beckoned. He demanded truth, pain, sacrifice. Ella lay awake, feverish. Shadows dripped black around her ankles. She carved into her calf, again and again, bleeding art into her film. The line between creation and madness shattered. Ella's boyfriend, Tom, watched nightly as she spoke to empty air. Her lighting rig, once professional, now cast macabre glooms. Her fingers shook, blood stained the puppets. The Ashman always crept closer, unseen. Her sister, Polly, arrived after weeks of no contact. She saw the horror, unfinished sets, shards of bone, ash dust. This is Mom's art, Polly cried. You're stealing it, warping it. Ella screamed, slashed at her. The sisters left in a scuffle. Polly gone? 7. Real puppets, real lives. The girl's voice demanded more. The puppets needed to move on their own. Puppets die, they rot, they stay still. But this? First, Tom. One evening, she and he tangled in a final argument and Ella strangled him. No tears came. Only calm. Then Polly arriving back in desperation. Ella sculpted and sawed, preserved flesh with desperation, like a scientist of horror. She assembled them. Puppet arms, leg bones, eyes a-stitch with wire. The Ashman rose. Taller, more grotesque. Beside him the girl. An empty-eyed echo of childhood. 8. The ritual. On a blood-soaked set, she arranged her puppets in a tableau. Ash facing her, the girl kneeling. The camera flickered. She whispered, action. The Ashman advanced. Not a puppet now, but alive. Flesh moved. Knuckles cracked. He consumed her face in cartoonish violence. It was ritual. It was worship. 9. Into the woods of stars. Ella awoke again. This time in a wooden cabin deep in snow-laced forest. The ash TV of the wilderness. The girl sat across from her at a handmade table. She devoured tea, smiling quietly. I loved the film, she whispered. Ella stepped across the dark wood floor to a small coffin-like box. It was empty, cold, painted the same deep ash as the girl's eyes. Without looking back, she climbed inside and pulled the lid shut. A breath of wind. The lake outside splintered in moonlight. The cabin sighed. 10. A question that remains. Was it art or murder? The Ash Man wasn't a fabrication, he was Ella's trauma given form. The girl, her inner child twisted by neglect. She built a film shot in blood and bone. She finished her masterpiece but lost herself entirely. Did she wake again? Or did the final frame gobble her forever? Who celebrates such a film? The girl did. She loves it. But at what cost? Blackheart Final Reflection. Stop motion is not simply a horror film, it's a psychological descent into the artist's most fragile mind. A daughter suffocated by ambition, a creator lost in her own art, and the impossible question, when does creation become consumption?
Text prompting viewers to comment and subscribe. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more updates on this developing story.